What's going on, YouTube? Just wanted to start off by saying welcome to all the new subscribers that I've had over the last month or so here. Well, even though I've been away, it seems like I've grown quite a few subscribers, so I thank you guys for that. Just to kind of catch you back up, there's some work that I've done already on the 64 Galaxie here. As you can see, sitting behind it is my new spray booth. I was hoping to do a build vlog and have all of the footage of the building process and things like that. It took a lot longer to get built than what I anticipated, but um, I got all of the footage for it, but went to go edit it last night and found that my computer does not like the video because of it being the 60 frames per second instead of the lower 20 or I think it's 30 frames per second that's normal. It just doesn't like the format of the videos, so I'm not able to edit them all together, which really makes me sad. I was hoping to do a video on building that. In either case, the design is relatively similar to what Ventworks has on theirs. Mine's a little different. Theirs is a lot larger. Mine also has a straight back panel that actually holds the extraction fan, or in this case a blower there in the back. Theirs is more angled and pulling the air out of the top, so again, just a little difference in design. But overall, like the design of that, I like the fact that I was able to customize it for my space, having it be a 10 by 20 instead of, I think theirs is like a 12 by, or I'm sorry, an 18 by 24, so definitely like almost double the size. But in either case, either one really works. I like this blower design. It really does pull a lot of the fumes out. Doesn't do too well with rattle can fumes. Those still kind of linger for a few minutes. However, if you're spraying with a normal spray gun or airbrush, I should say, it will get the fumes out. So as you can see, I've went ahead and been working a little bit on the Galaxie. Picked up a couple of primers, so the color is going to be a little bit different than what you've seen at last. I've hit it with the surface primer. Seeing I was going to be going and using a white, I tried using the white surface primer. However, I've had a lot of problems with this stuff running. Almost seems a lot thinner than the gray, so I think I'm going to just stick with the gray for now. Might use the white sparingly if it's something that I have to have a white base coat for, or something like that. But in this case, seeing I'm going to go ahead and gloss black this one before painting the white, we'll just not worry about it in this case. The problems that I had, though, like I said, it pooled really bad. The white pooled really badly, and then it took me a little while to get this sanded back down and looking nice. Still have a little bit of work to do here on the rear corner. Might be able to see in the light a little bit. Just a little pucker in the primer coat. I want to get that smoothed out. Hit it with another shot of the gray. Make sure that it looks good and clean. Also, just the back tail section here of the trunk lid. Just want to get that smoothed out. This side, it does look like there's a pucker there. However, I think that might just be the fact that, there's multiple coats of gray here where there's only like a single coat of gray there. So I'm going to leave that one alone. But outside of that, car's looking great in primer. Looking forward to getting this thing glossed in black, which for that I will just use Tamiya X1. We'll probably do that later on, either tonight, but most likely it'll be tomorrow night that I do that. I got the extra day off with the weekend, so hoping to be able to get this into gloss black before the end of that. Give it a couple of days to dry, and then we'll be hitting it with Gravity Paints Ford Wimbledon White. This will be the first time that I've used their paints, but from what I've seen online, they look to be great paints. The one that I went through, the company I went through, though, just to note, is the one from Spain, not the US marketer. I did pick up a couple of colors from the US marketer that were not available on the Spanish site. However, I got this within 4 days, and this came from Spain. The others, I'm not even seeing that they've been shipped, and sadly, that's just, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's the same story that everybody else has said about the U.S. distributor of it. So I would highly recommend the EU distributor. The paint looks great. They have a really nice range as well. So, and the fact that they actually ship to the U.S. is amazing. So, in either case, worked last night and got some black down. I got the black undercoat for the interior here, so I'm going to go through, get that all masked off on the C pillar, B pillar, A pillar, and then the roof, just so that I don't lose that black, that matte black that I like, which, as you can see, it's a nice color. I went ahead and also sprayed the entire engine compartment here. Now, if you might notice, there's some gray in between the bars. That's because I'm going to go ahead and try to flock that in a gray, as the underside of the hoods usually had a heat shield, like a fabric mesh heat shield. So I'm going to get those painted in later, but I really was happy with that. The reason I had the black going was I went ahead and got the base pretty well primed up. Obviously, you know, there's still some parts where it's a little more gray. I'm going to go through and do some weathering with this, really dust it up, you know, run a little bit of a dry brush of some metal down the center parts here, just to kind of pick up some of the detail on that. And get this finished up. I'm hoping to have this also completed by the end of this weekend. The base with the motor installed. That way I can get the tires put on. Make sure that the axles are the proper length to fit it into here. And, you know, make sure that the stance is right, looking good and everything like that. And then at that point, it'll just be waiting on the body to get finished up. Speaking of the interior, went ahead and also painted our dash board here. So we get the dash all painted up, looking nice. We'll go through and do some detail painting off the silver trim here that would run down through there. And then I also went ahead and painted the majority of the tub. Went ahead and just painted that in the flat matte black that I had going. I am going to paint the carpeting here in probably a mixture of an off-white and with a drop of buff, just to kind of simulate the asbestos matting that they used in the cars in the 60s. There's a few pictures I've seen, and most of the time these are in even a real video from 64 from Darlington, where you can see the interior of a car, and it's just a, you know, cloth, or, you know, asbestos sheet that they laid down, just kind of give a little fireproofing on the floorboards. So go ahead and get that done probably here tonight. So that is just kind of a general update on where things sit with the 64 Galaxie. We'll probably post a few videos up here simultaneously that you guys will probably be able to watch pretty much in sequence, but it was just the work over the Labor Day weekend here. Like I said, I want to say again a thank you to all the new subscribers. I was definitely happy to see that I was still getting, you know, views and subscribers even while I was away for those couple of months there. So if you have any questions on any of the things that you've seen in the video, definitely post a comment below, and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. Have a wonderful rest of your day.